Welcome to the digital showcase for the Supply Chain Insights Global Summit. This is where we interview the technologists and consultants coming to the summit to gain their insights for Supply Chain 2030. Instead of having booths and a traditional showcase, we're having a digital showcase to enable the participants to learn from the technologists and consultants before they attend the show. Our goal is that technologists and consultants can act as equals with business leaders to form the image of Supply Chain 2030. Today I'm interviewing Dan Crennan. Dan is in the commercial sector of Elemica, which is a supply chain operating network, and has been very active with us in the network of networks. Dan, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I look forward to our discussion.
Yeah, so tell the group a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Elemica, and then I'll ask you about 2030.
Sure. So I am a key account executive at Elemica. I'm helping our clients and prospects understand the value that we bring to organizations, and hopefully helping them digitize some of their processes, pretty much automate them. So we are very clever in the way we name things. We can automate the buy side, we can automate the sell side, and also automate quality, and then throw logistics in there. The really easy way to understand what we do is, as you can see on the bottom, are three questions. Where's my stuff? Where's your stuff? And is it good? So we'll articulate that a little bit later on.
And why is that important for 2030? And which industries are you working with?
So I think it's very important to be able to digitize a supply chain, and there's lots of reasons for it. It really allows you to have flexibility in terms of being able to satisfy customer needs in a meaningful way and in an appropriate way. So as you digitize processes, you can allow the system to do what it's supposed to do, and people can leave their superhero capes at home. So instead of people running around wondering where things are, you let the system manage the processes, and you gain trust in the system, and then therefore it will allow organizations to focus on exceptions and really focus on customer service and making sure that they're fulfilling their customer needs. So having an entirely digital process allows an organization to put more resources towards its customers and new products and innovation versus some of the tactical elements of where's my stuff, where's your stuff, and is it good?
You know, I first started following Elemica in 2002 when I was at Gartner Group, and the promise has always been the same, and the technology's gotten better. Why do you think we haven't gotten more aggressive in building networks, and how do we get at that for 2030?
I think one of the big issues is making it easy so the big companies have lots of resources that they can put to this, but making it easy for small companies to be able to participate this is something that we have accomplished. So in our product suite, we have an email capability that allows large organizations to efficiently communicate with small organizations and not have to have them be on the network. They can just respond to an email and then upload information from that, as opposed to having to log in and really taking care of the long tail of the buy side and the sell side. So if you look at large organizations have the resources, small ones don't, and with the solutions that we have, we can enable what I'll call the long tail of the supply chain, the small to medium vendors that want to be able to participate.
Well, that's great. So good to see. So how do you think people get ready for your 2030 vision?
I think that you start looking at processes and you start looking at where is your paper. I mean, some very, very simple things to look for. If you look inside an organization, where's the paper? Where are people using spreadsheets? And is there a way to use the systems that you have in place to be able to eliminate the need for those? The more paper you have, the more knowledge is distributed inside silos or in places that cannot be used. With a digital process, with being able to connect everybody, you begin to have that digital information flow from customer through the supply chain. So start taking a look at processes where there's lots and lots of paper, and then start looking at ways to be able to digitize that. From our perspective, we see a couple of different ways that can be done. One is with supplier quality. A lot of organizations have paper-based processes for being able to measure quality, We automate that with the Elemica quality product, and then and we feel like that there's a really great opportunity for VMI, for vendor managed inventory, with our technologies, being able to combine a number of these platforms together to be able to create a very seamless flow of information to enable significant inventory reductions, and on the buy side, and then on the customer side, being able to meet forecasts even though that they're going to be changing rather violently.
Dan, you've got a slide up. You want to tell us a little bit more about the solution?
Sure. So Elemica, Elemica was started a number of years ago when some of the largest chemical producers said, we want to eliminate manual processes. So you've got the platform, which is where the information lives inside of our inside the network of networks, as it were. But there's basically 3 or 4 different products that we have. So the buy side, we got very lucky in our naming, is automating the inbound material side and making sure that purchase orders, acknowledgments, shipment notifications, and logistics information, as well as invoicing, is all electronic. We apply that to the sell side as well, so managing information as it comes in from our clients' customers and being able to automate those processes, eliminating paper and making things flow smoothly. The move product adds a logistics component on top of that, and you can combine buy and move together, or sell and move together, and you'll have a much better view of either your inbound supply chain or what's going on with customer orders. Elemica Quality, Elemica actually purchased a company called EMNS a couple of years ago, or actually, I'm sorry, this year, and is being able to incorporate that into its messaging to be able to provide really great insight into suppliers being able to answer the question, is it good? How well, not only if, but how well are my suppliers conforming to spec? And we have some great examples of that. So you put all these together, you now have the C product, which is showing giving some analytics based off the data that we have here, and it all lives on this Elemica platform. So this is a nice overview of the products that we have, and it really gets down to, what's the business problem you're trying to solve in your supply chain? Is it that you want to have better fill rates? You want to automate the inbound side of your customers? Do you want to automate activities on the buy side? Are you spending a lot of time and a lot of inventory in your Elemica in quarantines for inbound materials? We can automate those. It just depends on what's the burning issue that you're trying to solve. So we have lots of tools to be able to help an organization solve those in a meaningful way and in a very and having some dramatic financial impact.
Well, thanks for sharing today, Dan. I look forward to seeing you at the summit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. This is in my hometown, and the tours look really great. One can never get enough of Chicago architecture. It's a wonderful tour, and I've actually been on the UI Labs tour. It is a fantastic way to understand some really bleeding edge technologies inside organizations, and I think regardless of which one you go on, I think you'll have a great time and gain some great insights into some investments that are going on in digital transformation, as well as seeing some really great architecture.
Well, I think Supply Chain 2030 is a lot like city planning. And, I'm hoping that we get some insights from the architectural tour about how we bring things together, departments, things like, water and roads and air quality and digitize. And I think Chicago has done some interesting things around getting rid of paperwork and making it more digital and working on the architecture. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say so. There's 2 sides to UI Labs. One is the digital manufacturing side, but the other part is really how do we bring digital technologies to a city? And I think that's kind of the other thrust of the organization. And I think that they're doing some really great work. They have some really great sponsors, and so I think that as you begin to get to know UI Labs and as you begin to understand how it can really benefit a city or large campus even, there's some really interesting things that are going on there. So keep an eye on them as an institution that continues to innovate and continues to bring good ideas to market.
Well, I think it'll all be a lot of fun. We'll basically bring it all together through some work with a visual artist. So I think we'll have some great images coming out.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
Dan, for your time. I
My
appreciate it.
pleasure. I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, me too. Bye now.
Bye-bye.